There, this is Heather Flannery, or Mrs. Flannery to the class. This is going to be a mock video of the screenshots and my screen that I use to teach the WebQuest I created on the Industrial Revolution and child labor. I had used the overhead projector and had my Industrial Revolution website up, and I began the class, and I'm going to do a recreated version of what I had demonstrated to the children prior to their groups beginning to do the research on their own through the WebQuest. So I had let the children know that we were going to be researching independently in groups the Industrial Revolution and child labor. I had asked them what they remembered about the Industrial Revolution and child labor, and we had a small discussion that revolved around the machines being built and that changing the way people lived, as well as making jobs and kind of having children have to work alongside their parents and help make money to take care of the family. I let the children know they needed to log into their Google Docs account where I had shared a link for the WebQuest that they were to open up. And as soon as everybody saw the Industrial Revolution child welcome page that we can see on my screen here, they were all to raise their hands so that we could begin the lesson. I had let them know that we were going to be able to complete a worksheet when we were done our Industrial Revolution quest on child labor, and there were going to be 10 specific questions that we were going to all be answering together. I reminded them that we're going to be demonstrating proper internet research skills while following the WebQuest, which means no individual searching, no pulling up Safari or Google Chrome to do additional researching, that only the links provided in this WebQuest were what were going to be used. I wanted to let them know that time may run out today. We had just left a meeting in the gym, and that if we had time, we were going to complete a think and share with the rest of the class on our individual child labor role and some of the most important points that stuck out to us. So everybody's logged into their Google account, and they've got the WebQuest up on the page. We're not going to be clicking ahead, and we're going to look at the welcome page. On the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see that welcome, and you'll see the picture of children in the front. And now I'm going to have everybody click on the Introduction tab. Now remember, the internet can be a little bit slow, and we want to make sure we give everybody time to get on the same page. And the Industrial Revolution is what we're going to be looking into, and the great changes that it brought, new technology that helped make things better and faster. Factories were being built and towns were becoming cities. People were coming from everywhere to move in and work in these cities and these factories to make a living to take care of their family. All of these changes created lots of jobs, and everyone, including children, had to work to provide for their family. Now, can you guys imagine if you had to get up before the sun rose and head to work just like your mom and dad did? That's exactly what children in the 1800s had to do. So let's start this WebQuest together and discover what a day in the life of a child laborer was. Now, can anyone tell me what a laborer is? And at this point, we discussed what labor meant, what work meant, and that it meant that it was a child worker or an employee of a business. And next, we click on the task on the left-hand side of our screen. Everybody see where the hand is? We click on that task button. Now, for this quest, you and your team are going to be taking on the role of a child laborer. So you're going to learn what it was like for a child to be working as an adult in an adult job. How many hours do you think you worked? What were you paid? Were you safe at work? Did you like your job? While we explore this WebQuest, let's make sure again that we only stay within the links provided in this WebQuest. No additional searching. When your team is finished doing the research, we are going to try and have some time left over to share what we learned and how we feel about our job as a child laborer. As soon as we're done reading all of the instructions, guys, I will put you into groups and assign your child labor role to you. So everybody see the hand? We're going to click on the instructions tab. I'm going to read all of the instructions to you, and then we're going to break up into our groups and begin our research. I want you guys to make sure that when we're working in our groups that we are focused and staying on task. I know some of the information might want to drive some side conversations, but we really need to be focused today, okay? So, step 1. When I'm done reading all these steps, I'm going to hand out the child labor role worksheet. And I want you to take a moment to read that worksheet, as well as put your name and the child labor role that I have assigned to you and your group on the top of your paper. You'll see the places for that to take place. Step 2, you're going to locate your job title on the menu bar. It's on the left-hand side. We scroll up a little bit. We'll see these. We see factory worker, coal miner, newsy, and seafood worker. Nobody click ahead. Let's follow along with the rest of the directions. So when I give you your child laborer role, you will click on your job title, and this will open up a whole new page for you that has links provided to help you along your research in answering these 10 questions. You want to make sure as we look through this website that we are documenting and writing down the answers to the questions on our worksheet. Step 3. When you've completed your research and you've answered all your questions, you're going to work quietly with your group and discuss what you've learned and how you might share what you've learned with the rest of our class. Now remember, we're working in groups, so we can decide how many questions each person answers. We can help each other locate research and information on one page versus another page. And let's make sure we work as a team, because we all want to make sure that we learn the same and that we share our knowledge with everyone else. So be prepared and take your time. And I want you guys to think ahead after we have this lesson complete and we have moved on to another Industrial Revolution lesson, probably tomorrow or the next day. We're going to be doing a sensory figure, which is where we share what we've learned by creating a child, being creative, using our imagination, and discuss some of the senses that a child might have been feeling during the Industrial Revolution, what they might be feeling, what they might be thinking, what they might be seeing, how they're feeling, and so on. So now we're going to break up into our groups, and I'm going to pass out the child labor role, and you are going to each take your time to click on a link. We're going to do one really quick. We're going to click on factory worker, and we see that a whole new page pops up. You are a factory worker during the 1800s. I want to use your worksheet that we've been handed out, and as a group, you're going to click on these links here: factory work, conditions, the history place, social studies help, National Park Service, or child labor roles. And in each of these links, you're going to find one or more of the answers that are on your worksheet. Now let's remember, sometimes the internet is slow and it needs time to catch up with you. You might be thinking a little faster than the internet today. So have a little patience on each link that you click on. It's going to open up a new tab, and it's going to bring you to a page of information that you can now continue to do your research and make sure we document that information down. So I have passed out all of the paper that you need. If there are any questions, I want you guys to raise your hands. I will be walking through the classroom to help each and every one of you make sure you can find the information that you need and that we can successfully complete our objectives today, which are to complete this worksheet, the 10 questions on your specific child labor role. We're going to all be good, safe internet users, and if time permits, remember, we're going to share what we've learned about our child labor role. Now let's dig in and become investigators and research what it was like to be a child in the Industrial Revolution, working alongside adults.